15 unbelievable animal escapes. 15. Birds of a feather flock together. This African flamingo, who lived at the Sedgwick County Zoo in Kansas, clearly did not come to the US to be locked up. After 3 years in captivity, he took a rare chance and managed to escape, only to be spotted 8 years later by a birdwatcher at the Gulf Coast of Texas. The fugitive flamingo managed to find himself a companion, and they lived happily ever after. 14. Harry Houdini. This orangutan from the San Diego Zoo made a name for himself back in the 80s for managing to escape from his enclosure not once, but 3 times. Harry Houdini, whose real name was Ken Allen, even got the attention of Time magazine when zoo staff had to go undercover as tourists to try and figure out how he managed to escape. Ken, who is still the zoo's most famous inmate, was diagnosed with cancer, and he had to be euthanized in 2000 at the age of 29. 13. Hide and snake. In 2011, an Egyptian cobra who went on a stroll at the Bronx Reptile Zoo in New York became an internet sensation when his escape made him a Twitter celebrity. While zoo staff went on a complete lockdown, his alter ego on Twitter took time enjoying some sightseeing and some other great things New York had to offer. The real story was not nearly as adventurous though, as the snake was found hiding in a pipe. 12. The truth is stranger than fiction. In the Pixar sequel Finding Dory, the character of Harry the Octopus slithered into our hearts with his daring adventure at the aquarium and his quest to try and help Dory to find her parents. You know the saying that truth is stranger than fiction because there was a real-life Harry not so long ago. Inky the Octopus made a daring and impressive escape from an aquarium in New Zealand. Who knows, perhaps he went to Hollywood in the hopes of becoming a star. 11. An elephant in the room. Baraboo, Wisconsin is synonymous with the circus, and its history as the famous Ringling brothers made a name for themselves as far back as 1884. Kelly the elephant is no stranger to locals and takes part in an annual parade where she gets her very own police escort. Kelly obviously could not understand all the fuss when locals dialed 911 when she was spotted in the suburbs at about 5 a.m. in June 2017. Luckily, police knew just what to do and told the press that the secret was more in what not to do. 10. Walking tall. It's not every day that Italian police have to chase a suspect weighing 920 kilograms. This giraffe escaped from the Rinaldo Orfeo Circus in the beautiful city of Imola in Italy in September 2012. He was sticking his neck out in rush hour traffic and went on a wild adventure for just under an hour, destroying vehicles along the way. It was eventually recaptured after succumbing to the power of a tranquilizer gun. 9. Hell has no fury like a rhino scorned. When Satara the rhino moved from his home at the Kruger National Park in South Africa to hook up with a new girlfriend, Uhuru, in Australia, it was love at first sight. After 6 wonderful years and 1 baby, Uhuru got paired with a younger male. Satara got wind of this and went on a jealous rampage through the fences at the Manata Zoo, which is the largest open-range zoo in the world. A furious Satara needed to blow off some steam and was darted 5 times with almost no effect. Satara ran straight to the fence of another rhino enclosure in the hope of some revenge action. But he was unsuccessful and eventually returned to his enclosure on his own. 8. Still on honeymoon. There is nothing wrong with a couple who want to go on a last adventure before settling down to have children. These 2 capybaras did just that and appropriately earned the names Bonnie and Clyde. The Toronto High Park Zoo was clearly no place for adventure, and the pair decided to make a run for it while being transferred to another enclosure in May of 2016. After making international news, they were recaptured 3 weeks later in a trap. A year later, Bonnie gave birth to 3 little babies. 7. Grumpy cat. Flaviu the lynx wasted no time escaping from the Dartmoor Zoo in the UK on his first day on the premises. For 3 weeks, he enjoyed his freedom before being recaptured in a trap. Flaviu was rewarded for his escape by getting a girlfriend, 8-year-old Willow. 6. A for team effort. 3 kangaroos stuck in a wildlife park in Western Germany clearly wanted to head back to Australia, as the language barrier must have been a little bit too much. Skippy, Jack and Mick hopped their way out of the park with the help of a fox and a wild boar, who tried to break into the park by digging a hole under the fence. All 3 were eventually recaptured. 5. Earning their stripes. Citizens in West Philadelphia thoroughly enjoyed a low-speed chase which disrupted traffic when 2 zealous zebras took some time out from their busy schedule as part of the Universal Circus in November of 2015. Police safely apprehended the fugitives, who became the talk of the town. 4. Too posh to be a peacock. This peacock, who escaped from the Central Park Zoo in New York, decided to go check out the most expensive area of the city. The beautiful bird perched himself on the 5th floor window of the luxury 5th Avenue in Manhattan's Upper East Side, where he sat for 20 minutes. He clearly got tired of the high life and made his way back to the zoo, just in time for dinner. 3. A fisherman's tale. A 32-year-old black bear called Viviane decided it was time for a mini vacation. In 2013, she escaped from the Stygian African Reserve, south of France. For 2 weeks, a search team consisting of 70 people, including military soldiers and 2 helicopters, could not track her down. She was eventually spotted by a fisherman and returned to the reserve. 2. Triathlon training swept under the rug. Juan, the speckled Andean bear, made a spectacle of himself when he first paddled over a moat on a log, before climbing a wall and eventually trying to get on a bicycle. Luckily, staff at the Berlin Zoo in Germany cornered him with brooms before he was tranquilized. 1. From Most Wanted Fugitive to Lion King. A 3-year-old lion from the Karoo National Park in South Africa made international headlines when he escaped from the park in 2016 to roam free for 24 days, killing 26 sheep and a kudu to keep him going. Farmers were furious, but the public was fascinated and hoped for a safe return. Once recaptured, the lion, now called Sylvester by the media, was fitted with a tracking device and managed to escape 9 months later from exactly the same spot. The public could not believe it and rooted for Sylvester and his fight for freedom. Authorities, however, decided to euthanize him as soon as he was recaptured. The public was outraged and forced rangers to reconsider. Sylvester was eventually moved to another park where he was introduced to 2 females who were found abandoned as cubs. Sylvester was even given a young male to befriend, and lo and behold, a brand new tribe was born. Have you ever witnessed a daring escape? Tell us about it in the comments below, and subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos just like this. Thanks for watching.